All right, in today's video, I will be looking at what I think is currently the most underrated Collegiate Rocket League roster out there. And if you couldn't tell by the overlay above me, it's back, first of all. Second, it's Mount Aloysius, which is how you pronounce that, by the way. There are a lot of people that think it's Aloysius, but I've gotten confirmation many a time from their director that it is Mount Aloysius, which is... yeah, I don't even know how you get that from what looks like Aloysius, but I'm sure it's some Old English or European thing. But they are pretty under the radar right now. Brand new starting lineup for them. All freshmen, I believe. I know for a fact that Skippy and Pig B are both freshmen. And I am not entirely sure about Snizzy, how old he is, but... I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point because this team is going to be good and should be on everybody's radar going into this season. As Pig B was a standout Pennsylvania high school player, he was like the best high school player in the state for at least all of last year, maybe the year before as well. He's extremely good. And then Skippy, people should know from his bubble scene grinding and RLCS performances, and it's a great shot. And Snizzy, I'm actually not entirely sure. Also bubble scene grinder, but he's of a little bit less fame to me than the other two. And yeah, Pigby is B here, so college freshman, man. But they're playing Bruton Parker. This is a best of 5 from what I can tell. I got these replays off of Ball Chasing. Once again, shout out Manny, and also shout out Pigby for uploading these. But okay. Bruton Parker are out to a fast start, and I did update the overlay. The two games are accurate. This was a best of 5 as far as I could tell. I think it was a scrim. I'm not entirely sure. This was played on September 10th, which was last Wednesday, and that is a pop and a half. Great counterplay. Okay. This was uploaded last Wednesday, and as far as I can tell, was just a scrim, but... maybe something more. I don't know. Someone could correct me. I've got more people watching these videos, actually, which is hype. Those name droppings of Garrett G and Nolly and Kronovi have done very nicely. So we'll see how this one does. This is more going to be a general CRL clickbait, not an RLCS kind of clickbait by using big RLCS names. But I genuinely do think Mount Aloysius is the most underrated team in all of CRL right now. I think they have a shot at top 32 this season. And like the discourse has been throughout the summer, that really means something. Top 32 means something in CRL this season. So I'm kicking back. I got my second coffee of the day. And we're just going to enjoy some Rocket League here. That's what it's all about, honestly. And I did something funny this... couple of days ago, where this mug actually, so it's very orange. It's an Auburn University mug. You just can't see the logo facing the camera, and I put it on my old Keurig upside down. I brewed a cup of coffee on the bottom side of the mug, and I didn't realize until I heard the machine stop. I look over, and I notice the logo's upside down. And normally it is supposed to be right side up if you're drinking coffee. Hold on, crazy 50. Let me go back. Puts me in fly cam. Just gonna do, alright. I think this is milk. Man, that's a clean beat right there. Nice. Anyway, yeah, I made the coffee upside down and looked over and saw a nice puddle of coffee on the ground. And fortunately, I make coffee on top of my little filing cabinet, dresser sort of hybrid thing. And fortunately, the coffee got inside of that, so all my documents were safe. Which, God forbid, all my car maintenance receipts get filled with coffee, or whatever else I have in there, government documents. So those were all safe. I don't know how the coffee just avoided them entirely, but ooh, this is a great back and forth, by the way. 70 seconds left. We saw BPCU jump out to a 2-0 lead. Mount Aloysius come back, and I'm just gonna treat this as a best of 5. This would be a sweep for Bruton Parker if they close it out. But they can't stop the counterattack game of Mount Aloysius right now. Which, that's having to live in counterattack mode like that. It's a little worrisome, but they can make it work against a team like Bruton Parker now. That's a good sign for a team that's aiming for top 32. And I don't think Mount Aloysius were actually on Dart's top 50. Oh, that's a bad miss. Ah, it's just Milk straight up missing the ball off the backboard there. Oof. But I don't think that Mount Aloysius were in Dart's top 50. And I haven't seen anybody else put out lists, so. For me, I don't think they're in the top 32 just yet, as I'm pretty sure 1 through 31 are pretty well sewn up. That's my opinion at the moment. And that, I'm sure, will change once we actually have leagues starting off. But Bruton Parker just can't keep making mistakes like that in defense. That's a couple of rough plays. What was I saying? I don't even remember. I did a lot lately. Too much Rocket League knowledge up in here. Not enough knowledge for short-term memory keeping. It just goes in and out. If it's not completely Rocket League trivia, I don't remember it. I also haven't had a sip of my coffee just yet, so that might also be an issue. Did not get good sleep last night, but that's the end of game 1, or replay 1 that we're showing. And I just realized that when I change the replays, it's going to show who wins. So if you don't want spoilers, look away for a second. Look away, look away. 3, 2, 1. All right, now I got to find them. Okay, September 10th, second one, okay. This is the wrong replay. All right, don't look. I don't know why it was put here out of order. That's odd. Weird. Anyway, this is game 4. And I need to update my overlay. It doesn't update automatically, I guess. I'm still sorting this whole thing out. But I do want to watch some good Mount Aloysius gameplay. And let's kick off goal. Okay. Not bad. I don't know how much these guys have played together. I'm pretty sure Skippy and Snizzy have played tournaments as a unit, but they have been grinding 2 kickoff goals. Okay. Alright, so Mount Aloysius is still living in those low percentage counterattack sort of moments. Off kickoffs, transitioning out of defense quickly, and it's another kickoff goal. So we are just tossing goals in left and right here. 18 seconds, 3 goals already. Do we get one now? Ooh, okay. Into the flower boost. Fair enough. That'll be annoying after a while. That is a statement car design out of Skippy. Wow. Dig the G2 decal as well. That was a good one. Back in the good old days when G2 was still around in Rocket League. Wonder how many orgs we'll see leave after this season. If that's improving at all. Our LCS scene's a bit of a mess. But Skippy actually most recently played on 100x35 esports, which pretty good org there. So you can see he's of a certain degree of skill within the RLCS context. So we'll be grinding both, I'm sure. And that's easy cleanup. Okay, Mount Aloysius down to 3 goals in the first minute 20 of a potential elimination game. Still not sure the context of this. But they have so much individual skill. I mean, you can see that on display here. Decent comms right there. Snizzy and Skippy calling each other off, and that leads to a passing play out of defense. That's well done. That could have been a lot of pressure. Gives a player that was boostless. And Bruton Parker, again, shout out Manny for uploading replays. They are, I think, still going to be a top 25 team at minimum this season. They've got a pretty low floor, I think, as a lineup. It's their ceiling, though, that concerns me. They're just never able to jump above the top 20 in CRL, really. I'm not sure what's going to fix that. Because their biggest weakness always feels like it's just big mistakes in defense. Like, Manny is a solid player. It seems like everywhere other than his defensive backboard. Just makes so many misreads there. And those seem like simple things to fix for really good players. Just hitting the ball more consistently. Because that's really what sets them apart in the first place. But Bruton Parker lost to East Tennessee State on a show match. Or in a show match on my stream, I should say. And that's a roster that, Bruton Parker, if you want to enter the top 15 and have a realistic chance at playing in CRL league play, like, you need to be beating ETSU. But that's why they're grinding. That's why they're playing teams like Mount Aloysius, who are also kind of in the spectrum of rosters that you'll need to be beating. Which, I did choose some rough replays for Bruton Parker. They won the first 2 games of this best of 5, 4-2 and then 3-2. And they were making some pretty rough mistakes in that last game, so maybe they took their foot off the gas pedal. 4-1 right now. 100 seconds left. Getting smacked in the mouth here. That's a good play. Counterattack goal for the Barons here. And a little bit of confusion there on the goal line of Mount Aloysius. And that's what I'm eyeing. The new lineup I'm looking at, because it's now turned into a 2-goal swing. And just like that, it went from 4-1, which feels like an insurmountable lead with 100 seconds left, to now a very doable comeback for Bruton Parker. Crazy psycho attempt. Skippy's making up for it at least. That's the world we live in right now. It's the era of Rocket League that we're being treated to. Go for plays like this. Oh, and almost hitting it. Like, that used to be exclusive to the top teams, doing stuff like that. But it sets up a 5th goal in a 1-goal game. Like, that's pretty big. Pretty big. Good flick. No boost off kickoff. Pigby's doing that. And Pigby's probably the name that most people are going to be the least familiar with. I'm not sure what his accolades are outside of Pennsylvanian high school Rocket League. But that kid's gonna be a bit of a star. I'm happy for Mount Aloysius. They've been around the scene for a little bit now. And most people remember Zekers and Rupus as the notable players that have come out of Mount Aloysius. Zekers actually has like an all-time clip on my channel where he hits an insane backboard double, like where his car is basically in the corner against the wall. He doubles it with insane precision. So he's of a certain degree of fame because of that. But hey, nice 0-second goal, EPC. Actually, how long was that ball up for? I was kind of just talking for a second. Ah, okay. It was up for a little while. Nice final play, but bang. It was over. All right, look away, look away, look away. Final game incoming. Don't look at the result. Still out of order for whatever reason. All right. Game 5 now. 2-2 in the series. Mount Aloysius trying to reverse sweep with back-to-back 5-goal performances. And that last one wasn't particularly close until the very end. And even then, the Mounties still closed out well. And I would expect this team to travel a bit. Maybe in the spring. I'm not sure what lands they might get invited to. They played at the Bluegrass Boost Battle, which just got announced, by the way, everyone. Played at the BBB a couple of years back. Precision again, taking advantage of odd man rushes. So we might see the BBB this season, since that's the only major land that isn't an invitational. So those qualifiers are up. If you and your team want to try and qualify for the Bluegrass Boost Battle, it is being held November 8th and 9th, I think are the exact dates. And then there are qualifiers between now and then. So get signed up to play in Lexington, because that was probably the LAN of the season. Ooh. The outside of CECC. Who was that? Clean play. This is Manny. He switched cars, I think. Oh, now kickoff Pigby's awkward. Oh, and that's what gives up the go-ahead goal. It's just a minute in, but man, that's painful. Give up a pop-off ceiling play to Manny, and then follow it up by missing a read in the corner. Growing pains. I do hope this Mount Aloysius team is able to stick together, because they have so much potential firepower. But we live in an era of big schools with the means to poach, being able to poach. So there really aren't regulations in collegiate esports. NACE is probably the closest we get to actual regulations, but even that over there, it's still kind of the Wild West. 1v1. Ooh, Skippy just missed on the shot. Had Milk kind of dead to rights there. Milk backed off, didn't challenge. This is a good sequence for the Mounties. Good bump as well to keep possession, setting up a 1v1 maybe if the cut comes sooner. Still results in a goal, okay. How did this happen? The demo in the corner didn't really set it up. Cass is stuck in the corner. Any second now, he goes upfield and gets taken out. Bumped off. It's intercepted. Man, he dives and going in and out. Oh, okay, Milk just gets bested with the in and out. Another awkward defensive play for him. So it's 2-2. Almost halftime. This is a really good game. And this is why Mount Aloysius are the most underrated team right now. They're doing this against a top 20 essentially CRL team. Which now that results are starting to come in, I'm pretty excited. Oh, pretty excited to be updating my top 32 here. Just a little bit of disjointedness. I like the idea, but took too long to develop, didn't develop right, and Bruton Parker are too smart a team not to punish that. This is kind of the youth versus experience battle. Mount Aloysius with little to no scholastic esports experience. Moving up to the collegiate level, taking on 3 guys that have made a living playing at CRL. And Skippy does have that RLCS experience to help him out, but still, young player. Different environment, repping your school. I like the storylines that are going to come out of this team. I like the thoughts. But I am excited to update my top 32 list. I might have a look at putting Mount Aloysius in top 32. But that final spot is so hotly contested at the moment. Like you've got schools that were around that mark last season, like Charlotte, Florida, San Diego State, against now the sort of new bloods like WCTC, Carthage, Mount Aloysius will have a go at grabbing it. Depending on how Spooky develops, Shawnee State could be back in that conversation at some point, which they'll be playing on my stream tonight. For those that have stuck around this long, I am running show matches, not tonight. Wednesday night lights. Keep thinking today's Wednesday for whatever reason. Still adminning the SEL and NEL stuff, which was a headache last night. My word. Went back to my roots. That's how I started in Rocket League Esports, doing admin work like that. And man, forgot the headaches that you get while adminning, while stuff's going wrong. So thank your local admin. It's an underappreciated job. But show matches on Wednesday. Got James Madison and Shawnee State, Michigan State, Boise State, and then San Diego State versus WCTC. So it's either a top 20 match or a potential top 32 battle in the other two show matches. So pretty good storylines there. But as this one is coming to a close, unless Matt Dalowich does something crazy on 0 seconds, looks like Bruton Parker finally plays some better defense. Still some mistakes. Milk looked a bit awkward at times, but outside of those two sequences, which actually only led to one concession, so all was forgiven. But either way, Bruton Parker end up beating Mount Aloysius, but I think the Mounties are the most underrated team in all of CRL right now. So, like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Otherwise, I don't know. Have a great day. Go for a walk today. Go get some fresh air. Go for a walk and take care of your mental health. That's what you should do if you've already liked and subscribed. So, thumbs up. See you later.